As part of the Clear-Sighted Career Online Learning Series, we welcome you to this webinar titled, Owning Your Skill Set, Stand Out in the Marketplace. To successfully get hired, earn promotions, make industry changes, or complete career transitions, you must be able to articulate your full skill set. This webinar provides information on hard and soft skills and gives pointers on how to distinguish yourself in the marketplace today. So if you desire a greater understanding of your skill set, including how to think about your skills, assess or inventory your skill set, and importantly, how to communicate your skills when you're networking or job searching, this webinar is for you. My name is Sharon Kane, and I serve as the Director of Professional and Academic Programs in Notre Dame's Alumni Association, and I'm joined today by our presenter, Annie Duffy. Annie serves as the Alumni Association's career advisor and provides one-on-one advising services to our alumni. She's also a certified professional resume writer. Annie is a 2006 Notre Dame grad, earned a degree in marketing from Mendoza. She worked here in the Alumni Association directing clubs for 3+ years before transitioning into the role that she holds today. And Annie's created this webinar based on her interactions with our alumni as well as proven practices. So welcome, Annie, and thank you for leading us through the Owning Your Skill Set webinar. Let's dive in.
Hello, thank you, Sharon, for the introduction. And again, thank you, viewers, for taking the time to watch this installment of the Clear-Sighted Career Online Learning Series, focusing on how to uncover and communicate your transferable skills. We'll take time today to go through the basics of hard skills versus soft, why each are imperative to your career progression, as well as recommendations to successfully articulate these so that you position yourself as the strongest fit for your target role. Before we begin, though, we'd also like to encourage you to later look at the articles and books section of our Career Services website within the Multimedia Resources segment, as these will offer some outstanding supplemental ideas and recommendations. We'll begin today's presentation by talking about today's marketplace and how it relates to the importance of your career advancement. We'll follow with an overview of what transferable skills are and in what forms they can be communicated. We'll then discuss when, how, and where it's best to highlight these skills. And then we'll go through some examples of transferable skills that are frequently seen across the marketplace. Next, we'll talk about which skills are best for you personally to emphasize. And then we'll conclude by offering a handful of great resources to help you uncover your strongest skill sets. And then we'll wrap up with some final tips and reminders. So now I'll turn it back over to Sharon to begin by walking us through a review of today's marketplace.
So when we consult and look at some of what the experts have to say about the economic outlook, in some it's moving in the right direction, but it's slow going. And so there's some things that we can look to, such as the unemployment rate, which currently stands relatively low in our country. Slower job creation is expected to continue, and therefore modest economic growth is what's predicted by many experts. So we know that there's more competition for jobs, there'll be slower job creation, and that combined with the average number of changes and transitions in our careers, for many every 3 to 5 years, that really puts the pressure for professionals to distinguish themselves in the marketplace. Having said that, there's always opportunity. Opportunity exists and it can be created. And those who are prepared and are able to really speak to their skills is one way you can stand out in the marketplace. So with that review, let's move forward with understanding some key components of our skill sets.
Thank you, Sharon. Next, we're going to talk about what exactly transferable skills are. Simply put, transferable skills are skills that you've acquired over time, both in your career and personal life, that you can take with you and successfully utilize in another job, oftentimes regardless of the industry. Transferable skills can be both hard skills and soft skills that you've gained really throughout your entire life. Hard skills include specific attributes and offer more description than soft. Common examples include things like number of years of experience, specific areas of expertise, occupational skills, and job titles. Soft skills are more along the lines of personality attributes, also often seen as character traits, styles, and sometimes even habits that we exhibit on a daily basis. Soft skills are often a bit more vague and more common among our peers, which is why offering examples and validity when communicating yours is absolutely imperative. Common examples of soft skills include things like interpersonal skills, attention to detail, and communication skills, which, as you can guess, are likely skills that most of your competition claim to have as well. But transferable skills are most often seen as soft skills, since these are the type of skills that can relay from one job over to another. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certainly hard skills that can be transferable, but it's not as often that you'll find a company looking for the specific occupational skills that you've gained with your recent company, especially if you're transitioning into a new industry. All this said, though, while it's likely easiest to uncover your transferable soft skills, try to find the right balance and incorporate any hard skills that you can, because these will go a long way if you have them. When, how, and where transferable skills are emphasized. I could probably go on for a while here, but I promise to be as concise as possible. Okay, to begin, when do we emphasize our transferable skills? Transferable skills are likely going to be highlighted most often when you're headed into a career transition and seeking a job in a new industry. It's during this transition when you very likely don't have those exact hard skills that relate directly to the job. But don't stress. If you think about it, no new job is ever 100% identical to someone's past experience, even when the job is within the same industry. So have confidence if you're going through a career transition, because your soft skills are invaluable and they're going to get you noticed. This said, though, your transferable skills aren't just important for career transitions. Since no two jobs are identical, your transferable skills are also going to be highly valued when you're going for a promotion or even a lateral move within the same industry. All right, next we'll talk about how and where transferable skills are emphasized. In terms of how these skills will be highlighted, it's important that you emphasize them both verbally and in written form, and really everywhere you can think of. Always highlight your strongest transferable skills in networking conversations. Since these are your personal attributes that have been so close to you for likely much of your life, they should come out easily and fluently. Be true to yourself and remember that most of these traits are probably at your side 24/7. You should absolutely always be emphasizing these also in your interviews, whether they're for jobs or informational purposes, and whenever you're giving your personal elevator pitch. And finally, don't hesitate to talk about these skills with your friends and family as well. It's not only great practice, but remember that you're networking all the time. You never know when a friend or family member may know of a job opening, and expressing your strengths might make them aware that you'd be a great fit when they had no idea before. When it comes to covering these skills in written form, you of course always want to highlight these skills in your resume. Place them immediately in your summary section, as well as front and center if you're using a functional format. But even if you're using a chronological format, interweave these skills throughout the entire body of your resume. Make sure you also emphasize them in your cover letter, whether it be through the use of bullets, bolding, or just throughout the body. We encourage you to take a look at our recent webinars titled Effective and Distinctive Resumes, a Refresher, and Top Tips for an Exceptional Cover Letter, as you'll find some great examples of how to lay this type of information out. And please don't forget about LinkedIn. Remember, almost every single potential employer will be searching for your LinkedIn profile. So make sure your transferable skills are easily visible. Since your LinkedIn profile is sort of a catch-all live document, which tends to be longer than your resume and cover letter, I'd strongly recommend placing these in the personal summary section, as it's front and center and will absolutely be seen by the reader. And finally, if you're just beginning a job search or even in the midst of one, it's likely you'll be sending out multiple networking emails. So make sure you're highlighting your transferable skills here too. Really, you need to be talking about your transferable skills through all forms of communication. If you're using written, highlight them by using bold, italics, or just separating out the actual words. Just make them easily visible. And if you're communicating them verbally, make sure you're being as clear as possible and providing specific examples very clearly as well. Be confident and let the reader know how you're able to help them with your transferable skills that you've gained throughout the years. There are many, many examples of common transferable skills out there. But before using any of them, make sure you first take a look at the position descriptions of the jobs you're interested in applying for. While we'll provide you with some examples today, these are in no way all-encompassing. These are purely a small handful based on our experience in reviewing resumes and various position descriptions. These will most often change based on the company, industry, and actual position. The best examples will be the ones that are provided directly to you in those position descriptions. However, some common examples that we've seen across these industries that tend to translate well from one job to another include adaptability. What skill could be greater for a job transition? Adapting to a different position, company environment, team. Adaptability is needed in pretty much every new job. Communication. I don't think I can name a single professional job where an individual won't have any sort of communication with someone or something. If you're a strong communicator, let the reader know. Be careful with this example though. It's a very, very common example that almost everyone uses. If you choose to highlight this transferable skill, always provide examples of success to go along with it. Let the reader know you actually have this skill set and you're not just listing it off like many others will be. Prove to them this is a strength of yours. Collaboration. In pretty much every job out there, you're going to be working with at least one other person, and in most instances, many more. That said, to work together successfully, you're going to need to effectively collaborate and showcase teamwork. Leadership. This one pretty much speaks for itself. Whether you're in a leadership position or you're in an entry-level role, leadership can be exhibited in so many ways. Leading people, projects, campaigns, even schedules. All of these are examples of leadership that you should highlight. Relationship management. This is a very commonly required skill set in so many industries because oftentimes you're working not just with colleagues, but also clients, patients, parents, partners, just to name a few. These are the people that you really need to work closely with and keep happy. Successfully managing these relationships is a skill set that will be valued across pretty much every industry. And now for the question that everyone's most interested in. Which ones should you highlight? This is a really great question that everyone should take some time to consider. You have so many to choose from. If you look back at your professional history and your personal life's daily interactions, the choices should be overwhelming, but that's a good thing. To choose the right one for you, take a look at that position description for the job that you're applying for, or just jobs that you think you might be interested in. Find those keywords and skill sets and relate them back to yourself. This is the easiest one. The company is giving them directly to you. Don't sell yourself short. Even if the job is in a new industry, remember that you have the transferable skills. Ask a friend, and do so without showing them any position descriptions. Sometimes we're so close to ourselves, we don't see what's right there in front of us. And getting that information from someone close can be eye-opening. Get creative. Think about the characteristics you like most about yourself and why. Think professionally and personally. These ones should be easy to talk about too. And finally, consider taking some skills inventory assessments and profiles. Oftentimes, these tell us a lot about ourselves that we weren't completely aware of, and they articulate it very well. A few strong examples from our experiences include ONET. This is an interest profiler which revolves around the question, where am I best suited? And it's frequently offered for free by states' departments of labor and local employment security offices. Clifton's Strength Finder 2.0 is a great skills assessment for anyone at any point in their career and can be as low as $15 depending on the level you decide to purchase through Gallup. The skills matrix and inventory documents offered through the Career Center at Notre Dame are also great mapping tools to help those early on in their careers get started. Both of these can be found on careercenter.nd.edu under the self-assessment section. And don't forget to consider building your skills through continuing education courses, certifications, digital badges, or even utilizing a mentor or volunteering or doing service work. Your skills can constantly evolve, and you can always gain new ones. And finally, to summarize our presentation today, I wanted to share with you some important tips and reminders to always keep top of mind when thinking about your transferable skills. Remember that while transferable skills are most often soft skills, it's important to balance with hard skills when possible. Don't think too hard about this. Have confidence. You absolutely have these skills, and you've probably exhibited these skills for years. Even the toughest transitions, where two jobs seem so far from each other, have overlaps. For example, an elementary school teacher could absolutely be a great candidate for a product marketing position. Day in and day out, they're developing creative, innovative lesson plans to capture the attention of a specific target market. They present their ideas, educate the group, and even persuade them, all of which are skill sets required to be a successful product marketer. Highlight transferable skills not just for career transitions, but also for lateral job changes and promotions as well. Remember that no two jobs are 100% identical, so transferable skills are always needed. And highlight them everywhere, on paper, email, in words, in person, over the phone, everywhere. Don't hesitate to utilize a skills inventory to obtain clarity on your complete skill sets. And finally, be true to yourself. Everyone is different, and while many of us have similar skill sets, it's our experiences with these skill sets that are going to set us apart. All right, well, thank you everyone for watching today and for supporting the Clear-Sighted Career online learning series. We encourage you to view our other Clear-Sighted Career webinars. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us at career@alumni.nd.edu. Thank you and have a great day.